Hello, my name is Kyle Roderick Ridley, and I have gone through the photos, the Epstein photos. And will we ever get justice? Who knows? No. I have seen some of them, though, and they are bad from the get-go. No, quite the treasure trove we've gotten these last couple days. Yeah, if you think Law and Order SVU was going to run out of ideas, check out the Epstein files. Pretty creative stuff in there. Pretty original stuff. So surprising. so surprising. Intense. No, Merry Christmas, you fucks. Merry Christmas. Yeah, turns out Jeffrey Epstein is a Christmas movie. Turns out the Epstein Files is a nice holiday movie. Okay, and yeah, Kevin's parents have just boarded the plane. The kid is alone this Christmas, and these bandits are a little wet. Yep, man, it's Rose-Colored Classist, episode 71. And if you were looking for a smoking gun, check out the Epstein Files. We've gotten a lot. They've taken back a few, but we've gotten a lot. And yeah, these are the ones that they're allowing us to see. So imagine actually how bad it could really be. No, it's a nightmare. We're getting files. They're taking away the files. They're releasing the files. We're downloading them. So many photos. I'm going through the photos personally. Okay. And I don't know, this information, they're releasing them in tranches. Does anyone know what that word is? I've heard it a lot, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid to figure out what it really means because, yeah, we're living in a nightmare. It's as bad as it could possibly be. Okay, yes, Jeffrey Epstein, billionaire, pedophile, extraordinaire. And yeah, if you got some questions, don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. Okay. Get ready for a big scare. All right. I would, personally, I'd probably not try and care. No, a lot of photos, a lot of documents. And what do they document? They document threats of bodily harm. These documents, what do they document? They document threats to murder you and anybody who knows. All right. What's really in the files? I'll kill you. I'll kill me, evidently. Suicide. A lot of suicide in the documents. Yeah, no. Yeah, if you have any interests in this wonderful subject, I think it's obvious. It needs to be superficial. Okay, protect your life. Don't dig. Protect your life. Don't dig. Okay, you want to live? Don't dig. Don't find find anything out really. Okay, just look at them and go, wow, and then just walk away. Okay, we're gonna go through them today. We're gonna see a lot of incriminating, very scary documents, and the implications. We're gonna run through all of it. I mean, it's Tuesday, 4 p.m. here in LA, and it's raining. I'm glad the city can be just as dramatic as possible before Christmas. What a Christmas it is. No, comedy. Interesting time to do comedy. Do I have any jokes about Jeffrey Epstein like I did Rob Reiner? I've told a few of them, but I don't know today. Today it's a little more serious. I'm so afraid, dude. Oh my God. Comedy is a lot about perspective. It's mostly about context. And, you look at this and there's nothing to, what justification, what feelings am I supposed to have as a comedian? It seems like I should back off. No, let's look at this first file, this first PDF file about a PDF file. Let's read it. So let's read one of the files and just get a nice little bit of context for what's going on here. Hey, I'm reading. This is from a person named Sarah Ransom. We'll talk about her. Dear Maureen, I have spoken to my family at some length this morning, and I would like to retract everything I have said to you and walk away from this. I should not have contacted you, and I'm sorry. I wasted your time. It's not worth coming forward. I will never be heard anyhow, and only bad things will happen as a consequence of me going public. And I know this to be true. This will just create pain for my family and they have already helped me pick up the pieces once before, and I can't ask them to do it again. I'm a little disappointed that you haven't made contact or didn't do anything to help me this week, as it has been a little terrifying for Peter and myself. But I understand your stance, and we managed to get through it. Perhaps if I was in your position, I would have done the same. I guess one person can't make a difference. I wish you the best of luck of catching Epstein and company. Regards. Well, that's all, folks. End of the episode. One good threat. It's a pretty good threat. Yeah, we have this woman here. She is a victim. She's a victim. And, yeah, she abandoned everything. She's a terrified victim, and she gave up. She gave of luck, said best of luck to you. Bye-bye. She said, bye-bye. I don't want to die. Bye-bye, Maureen. Hey, look, what the fuck is going on, man? What the fuck is going on? People are getting threatened. All right, yeah, good fucking luck. All right, good luck. All right, they'll lock you up. You'll get to kill yourself. All right, they will fucking send your son to stab you in Brentwood. There is no, dude, they will blow your fucking neck out in Utah. Don't dig. Don't get into this, okay? Yeah, they got some guy who went to school with you in Portugal, and he'll murder you if you ask questions about this shit, okay? You think there's a conspiracy? Okay, you think? Yeah, the guns. There's some guns. There's some people, and they get gone. Yeah, this is a whole conspiracy here. Say it's done. All right, it's fucking crime time. It's fucking crime time. Satan, the bad guys, they're in control. Okay, and you better shape up and get the fuck in line. Okay, this lady, Sarah Ransom, had a little email exchange with this lady named Maureen. A lady named Maureen. Yeah, she's redacted. Maureen's redacted. Is it, the email might be to someone else. No, and you see this like very cogent email about the realities of the situation, and it's coming from a lady named Sarah Ransom. This is the last email in a chain she sent to Maureen or whoever. Look at the email right before this one. Let's look at the email right before this one and just see the tone shift. All right, the second email, the previous email. Maureen, my email's been hacked. I have reached out to the Russians for help, and they are coming to my aid. Thank goodness for Anonymous. I will make sure they all go behind bars. I have already sent everything I need to, so the CIA hacking my emails were too late. I also have numerous devices with systems that are unhackable, and I have film footage all over Europe itching to be revealed. Thanks again for your help. You really took one for the team. Nice. I hope you go to sleep at night wondering just quite where you will end up after this life is finished. Don't believe me? I can prove that too. What? You don't know who I am, and I am not going to go away until I have achieved my goals on getting the bad guys where they belong. Yeah. This is the email right before. So, you can try. You can try. Sarah was trying and then backed the fuck down wisely. Okay. Yeah. I should know my place. Okay. Comedian Kyle, I kind of don't want to step out of line on this one. Okay. I'm going to stay in the box and try not to die. Okay. Work behind the scenes. Maybe. Oh no. Yeah. This Sarah Ransom, hell of a name. And again, she sends this email to someone named Maureen. Don't know who the fuck that is. And yeah, redacted. Hopefully we can find out who email that really was to. It's strange. Maureen, probably another victim. But Sarah, yeah, she's a friend of the girl named Virginia Guffrey. I want to call her Dufresne for some reason, but it's Virginia Guffrey. And let's talk about Virginia for a second. You know that girl who killed herself? You know that Epstein victim who killed herself? Why would she do that? Why she got to go and do that? All right, shouldn't have done that. Wish she didn't do that. Yeah, Virginia. She got some great documents in court. Good for her. She fought long and hard. Had some friends like Sarah. She had a bit of victory. And then, yeah, after she won, she killed herself. Okay. Okay. Now, the story is that Virginia, she was in a car accident that destroyed her kidneys, and upon which she then decided to take her own life. Yeah. All right. Sure thing. That's an awesome story, and I'm sure it's being told right. Lucky girl. This lucky girl. All the coincidences. All the little coinky dinks that keep happening. I am freaked out. Okay, yeah, context. What is the big context of this? Yeah, a lot of questions, buddy. A lot of fucking questions. I'm sure it's all on the up and up. Oh no. Yeah, let's take a look at another file from this little chain with Sarah Ransom and this Maureen girl, and maybe get a bigger picture of what's going on here. All right, this email in the file, given to us as PDF files, and the irony will not stop killing me on that one. The irony will kill me. I'll commit suicide with an irony. Yeah, here it is. Clinton and Trump must pay for what they did to us, as must the rest of the men who were involved in their seedy inner circle. My friend had sexual intercourse with Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Richard Branson. Not him. Not that guy. Yeah, sex tapes were in fact filmed on each separate occasion. Who did that? No, I eventually persuaded her to send me some of the video footage, which she kept, implicating all the men. I have backed up the footage on several USB sticks and securely sent them to various different locations throughout Europe. Yep. Another friend, who was one of the many girls that had sexual relations with Donald Trump, she confided in me about her casual friendship with Donald. Mr. Trump seemed to have a thing for her, and she told me how he kept going on about how he liked her pert nipples. Donald Trump liked flicking and sucking her nipples until they were raw. One evening, when they were showering together, she showed me her nipples. They looked incredibly painful, as if, they were red and swollen. And I remember wincing when I looked at them. I also know she had sexual relations with Trump at Jeffrey's New York mansion on regular occasions. As once I met Jen for coffee just before she was going to go meet Trump and Epstein together at his mansion. Yeah, Sarah Ransom with the perfect name and the great hearsay here. I'm gonna believe her, maybe. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. What is the, you read an email like that and, this girl seems a little complicit, as if, she's innocent, right? I guess that might be the point. She's just following into the mansion. Poor girl. Why would she do that? Why would she just go into the mansion, considering everything, considering all of it? I mean, she's hanging out with her friend who's obviously got a big vendetta. And maybe, Sarah wasn't turned on to everything at that point. Maybe wrong turn of phrase. Turned on? No. Oh, why? Why would she go along with this? Why would she go along with all of this? Why would any of these girls go along with this for any amount of time? Let's find out. Here's a look at this video from James Lee. This guy, 5149. Big yikes. Let's watch this.
There have been some crazy things that we have found in the Epstein files, but this right here might be the darkest. This is from a limo driver who had met Trump in the 1990s, and he alleges that Donald Trump raped a young girl along with Jeffrey Epstein. The victim was then encouraged to go to the police, to which she replied, quote, "I can't because they will kill me." The victim did eventually report it to the police, but she was found a while later with her, quote, head blown off, and the police officers on scene stated that there was no way it was a suicide, even though the coroner ruled it as such. Like, what the actual hell is going on here, and why are we not doing anything about it? Okay, we gotta let these guys know that this does not end until these gross, disgusting people, all go to jail.
Yeah, you want to go to the cops? They'll blow your fucking head off. Why were so many women involved? Because they were being threatened with murder. Yeah, ruled as a suicide. Yeah, that's great news. The cops were like, no, it's not a suicide, and they're just looking at the coroner going, yo, what? Yeah, we're really going to have to go back and go through all possible deaths and, look at all the suicides and maybe realize that they're all big fucking lies. Yeah, man. Lie or die seems to be a bit of the life here. Okay. Yeah, this is just as bad and as dark and as evil as it could possibly be. Yeah, they got the coroners in the pocket. Poor coroners. Anyone feeling empathy for coroners right now? Those creepy nerds? Yeah, can't trust them. Can't trust the coroners. Which probably, none of us should be surprised about, honestly. I mean, what kind of honest way can you even get into the business of being a coroner? Like, what reason as a coroner could you be, considered legit? You just go in there like, no, I just like looking at dead bodies. I'm cool. I'm a cool guy. I just love touching dead bodies. Okay. Yeah, no, either you're like a creep who wants to grope the dead, or you're like, maybe, hopefully, trying to prevent situations like this? Maybe you want to be one of the good guys who tells people how they actually die? Yeah, maybe not. Oh man, this is it's every possible level. Okay, yeah, science is controlled. We figured that one out yet? Science is controlled, and it runs our lives. Yeah, let's maybe considering that we can't trust coroners. Maybe when we look at that fact, we should probably lean back a little bit, and I don't know, maybe not get involved. And it brings us to a big point that James says. Guy never met, calling him by his first name. Yeah, what could possibly be done next? What? Arrests? That's what we should do next? Arrests? Yeah, who's gonna arrest him? Are you going to? James, are you going to? You're a tiny Asian man. You think you're gonna? They got shotguns. They'll blow your fucking head off. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, we're gonna organize. And what? And then what? It's not looking good for the revolution right now. They got everybody, and it's so hard to believe. It's so corrupt on every single level. This is the most troubling part about Jeffrey Epstein. It's like every possible level, it's fucked. There is nobody willing to stand up to this shit. And why? Yeah, the threat of death. But more than that, there has to be some kind of spiritual, emotional thing going on. I mean. You can't believe how people could honestly act like this. And I saw a clip between Theo Von and Tucker Carlson, my two heroes, and maybe they Tucker over here gave a calmer point of view about this, and maybe we can try and figure it out. So let's watch this.
But how could so many politicians and stuff get compromised? That's what I don't understand. Wouldn't there be more people that stood up and said, "Hey, this isn't right"? Like, I that's what I find hard to believe.
Well, because they all made the deal, and all of them make the deal, and the deal is not always explicit. And the deal, everyone thinks it's about sexual blackmail, which is totally real. All the porn sites are visible. Like, go to a porn site, people know exactly what you're looking at. There's video of you looking at it. It's just a fact. And okay, so there's that.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are secretly gay. Of course, we know that. But I don't think, and have drinking problems or cheating their wives or whatever.
Is that enough to keep people?
No, I think it's actually deeper than that. It's not enough. It's not enough. Like the obvious ones, like, why is Lindsey Graham for this or that war? It's like, okay, yeah, I got it. But
if you're trying to slurp on little fellas or whatever, or you're jacking off to butt activity or whatever, does that I mean, definitely
slurping on little fellas.
I mean, pedophiling is bad. It is not good at all. It's horrible, right? But if you're just looking at porn, I'm just like,
that's not the answer. That's not. Most of them are not being sexually blackmailed. Some are. I mean, I think the Epstein thing was probably that to some extent. But no, it's much deeper and more recognizable and part of our daily life than that. It's much more insidious than that because it's less dramatic than that. It's the deal that we all make with ourselves to get what we want. Like, I want to be powerful. I want to get reelected. I want to get rich. I want to bang that girl. And you make these compromises with yourself in which you consciously decide to be dishonest. You decide to, in some cases, violent. That is true. Or whatever.
How do you get so many people though? Because you look at some of these
system itself is that in order to get elected, I have to do the following things. I have to basically subvert democracy by carrying water for a tiny group of people against the interests of my actual voters. Like, that itself is a sin. It's a crime, but it's so ubiquitous you don't even notice it. It's deals like that. I'm going to take money from a foreign lobby that somehow isn't registered as a foreign lobby or whatever. I'll support this thing that I think is probably pretty wrong, but I'm going to do it because I have to. Mm-hmm. It's those kind of moral compromises that wind up making people slaves. And that's what they are. They're slaves. Mm-hmm. We have hundreds of slaves, otherwise known as members of Congress. And what are they slaves to? Evil. Because they've made these compromises in order to get what they think is the prize, which is re-election.
It's a crazy movie.
It's real though, man.
I know, that's the crazy.
But it's all of us. Like, all of us have made that deal. That's why it's so important to reframe it in your head. It's not just some freak on Pedo Island, banging a child and then, they have him by the balls because they have videotape of him. No, it's all of us. If I just do this thing, it's worth it, man. It's for the greater good. It's for my family. It's for, you hear this every election season.
Right, I don't want
to vote for the shithead, but we need to control the Congress. What is that? You're making a deal with the devil, dude.
Yeah, that's a nice line from Tucker. It's all within us. We're all capable of this. Yeah, tons of people compromise. Yep, right and wrong. They compromise what they think about right and wrong to get what they want. And sure, yeah, you look at pedophilia, drop in the bucket. Drop in the back. Being a murderer and pedo, I think, it has to be. These two things, they have to be the only lines of morals that we actually have. I mean, in the insane economy, in the insane social structure, in the culture, most things ought to be permissible. That's what I believe. But, where we really gotta, say that, oh, you can't act like that. Maybe murder and the worst thing possible, the worst thing on planet fucking Earth. Okay. Yeah. Good. Maybe this is a nice way to think about people. That they're making the same choices we are. Yep. This choice is one we all face. This is let's humanize them. Humanize them, Tucker. Try to really understand what's going on in their heads. Jesus Christ. I mean, the whole system. Talking about the whole system. Jeffrey Epstein's up and down all over this bitch. And, we talk about Jeffrey Epstein, being massaged. And Mossad. His Mossad was massaged. Right. Yeah. We talk about him being intelligence, CIA, FBI. I mean, at this point, the motherfucker probably got an RBI. All right. He's probably a EGOT recipient, for Christ's sake. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure he's FDIC insured. Okay. This guy's everywhere. Can't stop appearing everywhere. And, let's be real for a second. Okay. I'm going to, talk about my, classism, whatever my point of view of, libertarian fascism is out there. Okay. And, my perspective is comedic, therefore correct. So, I'm going to focus on the obviously relevant aspect of, punishing these people, of, changing the whole system entirely. Because, if you want to hold these people to account, well, you actually got to start counting. Okay. Yeah. Who has the account that you're trying to hold them to? They do. Okay. The client's theirs. All right. They own the count. They are the count. They're like a royal count. Okay. They're the motherfuckers who made up the numbers. They made up everything. You want to hold people to, some aspect of morality. Well, fucking guess what? I think these guys have been the ones choosing it. All right. These guys, been the ones making the laws, figuring out who goes to jail or not. Like what we're asking for when you realize the totality of, Epstein, and maybe why, Mike Johnson was up there on the stairs going, the political order. We got to hold up the political order. This is it. You're asking for like a complete fucking upheaval. There's realities to that. And I do want to talk about something that I think, kind of seals the deal on the complete and total reform, right? This is something I heard, from obviously, famous Dave over at Part of the Solution. Check out his pod. He's back on the schedule. He's releasing. And, you got to keep up. What he said, it sparked my interest. So I did a little more looky-loo into it. And I'm trying to come out on my own on this one. So, I want to talk about, the monopolies that have been set up on like cultural and social behavior in this, beautiful, wonderful system that Jeffrey Epstein probably, had a lot in deciding in. Okay, I mean, first off, it's, the monopoly on violence. Who is allowed to be violent? Who's allowed to do things by force? Okay, this is what we're talking about. We have to force them to stop fucking kids. You gotta force them. We gotta pin them down. All right. And, when you really realize, that you do not have the permission or the right to do that to anybody, because, who has the right to arrest somebody in the United States? The police, the FBI. Well, when you're in those organizations, guess what, bitch? You're in a hierarchy. You got a boss. And, who's that guy's boss? And who's that guy's boss? Oh, that guy's boss is literally Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? Wake up and realize, like, the people who have told you that you're not allowed to hurt anybody, that you're not allowed to force anybody to do anything, are the people who, like, need to be hurt and need to be, like, made to do things. Okay? And this is like a top-down, like, thought that whatever institutions that we created, whatever laws we made, from the beginning, they've been a corrupt enterprise. It blows your fucking mind. And it goes from violence to money, too, because, what is Jeffrey Epstein? What was he? He's a financier. Okay, and money. You think it's important? Whose money are we even using? Money over everything, right? Who made the money? Who made it like that? Just check it. Just check yourselves, guys. Look at the fucking photos. Look at the files. Buddy. The guys making the money who, are in control of the only thing that we're allowed to exchange for the things we need to live. I mean, literally, they're the worst people on planet fucking Earth. It's madness. We are like, we're in a hopeless situation. We are in a dire, hopeless situation. And, I'm like, protect your life. We can admit this, but maybe are we going to actually do anything about it? I would say we're not in a position to. We have no control. And no control over everything, over anything. Okay, this is, dude, we are, whatever needs to happen, it's a complete, like, fucking, pick the teams, pick the sides. War's already on, man. War's already on. You think voting's going to fix this? Look, in the monopoly of, violence and money in the world that is obviously not ours, okay, yeah, I mean, it's been said before. I'll say it again. We do not have the freedom to inquire on these questions. Hey, can this guy get arrested? Oh, here's a shotgun to your fucking face. Okay. Yeah. I mean, freedom to ask, what can we actually be doing here? You don't get to ask that. You don't get to ask what we do next. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. Here in the totalitarianism. Yeah, and guess what? It's been like that forever. You want to say Trump's a fascist? I mean, yeah, best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's the real fascist. It is, and it's pervasive. It honestly, seems to me like the fucking, the kid fucking might be not the most important part. Yeah, the real problem is that we're not allowed to hurt them. The real problem is we're not allowed to arrest them, put them somewhere. We have, no ability to. The real problem is, we can't take away the money that they have. We don't even have the option of not accepting the money they have. I mean, complete control, bud. Complete control. I mean, even in my own personal life, it's like, the realization of the organization. It's really put me in a depressed place. I mean, honestly, like, I'm having trouble jerking off lately. Really. No, I'm having a lot of trouble. I read about Jeffrey Epstein, and I'm like, my dick still gets hard, and I'm having problems with it. Okay? Porn is ruined. Everyone knows porn is bad. I mean, I'm finally realizing that maybe these girls are not that into it. Maybe they're actually being forced to enjoy it. Violence or money. I mean, yeah. And then, you realize that, then it entrenches, some of my worst instincts as a chauvinist male. Maybe sex is something, women only do for money, and it's technically true. In the worst possible way. In a really dark way, this is technically true, okay? Yeah, I mean, elite men, and I said this 2 weeks ago, but elite men are ruining sex for the average guy. They're totally ruining sex. I mean, it's one thing to keep me poor and broke, but, don't mess with me getting laid, okay? I mean, these guys, they're making every situation with a nice dude like me completely impossible. It's just completely impossible. I mean, every time I meet a woman, I just see them doing like the worst kind of math in their head. This is like terrible, terrible math. It's like, all right, I hang out with this guy, possibly get raped and die. Maybe if I hang out with this guy, I can pretend whatever he's doing is not rape and I get to live. Maybe I get to do that same thing, but maybe he'll make me rich. This is like really, really bad math. We're forcing these elite men are forcing women to go through. It is ruining my sex life and my personal life. I mean, dude, to me, considering the whole situation, I mean, the only thing that should matter to women right now is that a guy doesn't, rape and murder them. Okay, really looking at the whole picture, I think that's, you're like, that's like ruining my perspective on love. Okay, I mean, I think that's actually the only bar that might matter right now. I mean, just the example that's getting set in terms of, sexual dynamics. I mean, I blame Jeffrey Epstein, dude. I'm not getting laid right now because of Jeffrey Epstein. It's making the whole world, I earn money, I feel bad about it. I want to hurt somebody and can't, and, it's just ruining every aspect of my life on a moral, emotional level. Okay? And, I can't help but investigate. I know it's going to cause my death. I know I'm going to learn more about this and they'll shoot me. I know it. Okay. Yeah, because I've been going through the pictures. I said that up top. I mean, I have been going through the pictures and, that wonderful Asian I played and, Breaking Point's people, Ryan Grimm, CoffeeZilla, which is a great name. They're working on it. They're assembling, what do they call it? Directories, they're like, putting in search functions for all the other emails that Congress released from the Jeffrey Epstein estate. And, these files we got are from the DOJ. I mean, there's a lot of work to do. A lot of investigation and work to do. And we're all going to die because of it. Okay? And, yeah, I got to go through it. I got nothing else to do. I'm not getting laid. I'm not getting money. I'm not punching homeless people on the street for yelling too loud. I'm not arresting pedophiles right now. I guess I got to edge. I got to edge against it, and not that kind of edging, because sex is ruined. Sex is totally ruined, man. And I'm trying to find perspective on it. Okay, so I'm gonna go through some of these photos, talk about it, and maybe try and find some deeper meaning, because to me, really, I just you look at what these guys do, and all the murder and death and, destruction of innocence in the worst kinds of ways for their own pleasure and perversion. I mean, I don't know, man. It does not seem like enough. Okay. You talk about the, Theo and Tucker talking about the compromises. Those two lines, I want to figure out what makes them compromise. It cannot just be for the, normalcy, for the hedonism. I don't know, man. It's just not enough. And so these are like some of the first pics that I saw, and I did a little bit of looking into them, and obviously there's a deeper thing going on, and I want to talk about it. So first, let's look at this pic and maybe talk about a really important fact before we accept everything as true outright, even though it is. All right. Oh my gosh, look at these celebrities. What are these wonderful celebrities doing? Where are they? They're on the plane. Oh no. And okay, you see right there's some commentary. I did just rip this off of the internet. The photo is in the files though. Okay. And again, with a lot of these pics, you're going to see people talking about them, and don't worry about it. Okay. Just don't worry about whatever they're saying about the photo. Okay. Maybe, yeah, it's a serious statement, or maybe they're saying something fucking glib. Maybe it's a joke. Hopefully a joke. Please God, let this all be a joke. Okay. And I'm just, when you look at a photo like this and try and understand it and what's going on, I mean, you can just entertain them being real, entertain them being a complete hoax. Point is, think about, what the next step would be. All right. Look at this photo and let it help you, decide in the aggregate. Okay, yes, maybe this one's real, maybe it's not, but you're trying to put it all together, make a connection, find something to validate it. Okay, so then you can, make a move. I mean, making moves, there's Michael Jackson right there. All right, there's Michael Jackson. Is that Diana Ross? Bill Clinton, he's got some moves. Okay. I mean, yeah, what the connection of all these people anyway. Even if it's not, what the commentary says that, oh, this photo is a lie. This photo is a lie. It's not actually. Jeffrey Epstein's not actually there. I do think Jeffrey Epstein is there. Okay, he has actually. You see his corduroy pants right there. You see his corduroy pants. He's actually leaning over. He's taking the other picture. All right, some guy is back there taking one picture, and then Jeffrey Epstein has his own camera. And I actually believe. I mean, you look at a lot of the photos. I think Jeffrey Epstein took most of them. I think he took most of them. Those are his photos. Okay, and yeah. You think they're all real? You think they're not? I mean, what is this all about? What are you trying to prove at a certain point? I mean, yeah, look at the specifics, connect the dots, come on over. I mean, yeah, maybe this photo is incorrectly used. Maybe it was a different time. But the fact, is Bill Clinton in the pool with Ghislaine? You all seen that photo? Yeah, is that one? What's up with that one? Is that one a hoax? Who took that one? And, just that fact connected them with them hanging out with Michael Jackson, connected to, Michael Jackson. I think he's got some stuff going on. We talked to him about it on Halloween, actually. And then, who is that girl? Is that Diana Ross? Why do I think that's Diana Ross? I have no idea. Does it say it's Diana Ross in the commentary? I don't believe it. But, again, the unknowable, trying to, put all the pieces together to, validate a real theory. I mean, yeah, they all hang out together, but what does it mean about it? I mean, we have a good idea so far, but let's look at this. Look at this next pic right here, and it's a little video. Okay, so this is a 5 little decals from a photo that the FBI took when they raided Jeffrey Epstein's mansion, and this is like a lobby. Okay, into the main mansion. You have, the outside door, but this is the hallway lobby before, you enter the den. And, another important thing to realize, I mean, they're blurred out. You can't even see them. All right, there's gonna be stuff and things observed and noted when you go through all these files, and there's gonna be a lot of questions, a lot of unknowables actually. But realize, I mean, look, the FBI taking photos of something that's blurred. You don't get up to those photos. Where are the photos of those 5 fucking decals? They might mean something. I'm at that point with all of this, that any little detail is like, if you magnify it, it has to mean something particular. I mean, these guys, they control everything. I mean, we said it. They control everything. They control what I'm allowed to do to other people, what I'm allowed to do for myself with money. And, they have all of it. And they've had a lot of time, too. Had a lot of time. Okay? And, you look at something like that, and, what are those pictures in the lobby of the pedophile's mansion? Of the billionaire pedophile's mansion? What are those little things? What do they mean? I mean, a lot of, the FBI doesn't have the fucking pixelation to see it. This is troubling. And, it means something about the FBI. Can you confirm anything? No, but you can infer a lot. And once you infer, they're going to blow your fucking brains out. You're in for some trouble. Yeah, in the lobby. You look at this lobby, I mean, there's some photos hanging. And this is what I'm talking about, where I want to glean any possible meaning from every little detail, because, obviously they're never going to tell us the truth. They're in charge of it all anyway. I mean, it's all so obvious that, this is actually hiding it still. But maybe there's, these small details that can get you to figure out the deeper meaning of what's going on. Okay, so look at this first. This is the photo of a painting hanging up at in Jeffrey Epstein's fucking lobby. You saw it a little bit, right? I think it's actually on the left, but now you're a painting hanging out in the lobby of a billionaire pedophile involved in like the highest of the military. Okay, you're a painting hanging up there. You have to mean something, right? You have to mean fucking something. I mean, these people, they spend all this money on the paintings to find some kind of, feeling that, doesn't exist inside their hearts. And you wonder what it's about, right? So I looked up this painting, and it's not that heavy, but it does trouble me. I think I'm inferring a lot of it. But this painting is of, it's called Mount Fuji and the Fisherman. Obviously, very well done, ancient. And basically, it's a motif. It's a beautiful landscape painting, but it's about a motif of the idea. And I looked this up. Okay, some AI told me, and I believe those guys. Okay, the idea in Japanese culture, and I'm sure I would love a Japanese person to watch this and tell me the truth, but, being a fisherman and Mount Fuji, it's often associated with a Japanese legend, and I'm reading this. It's called Hakuya. I should do that word a little more racist. Hakuya, Hakuruya. They have a little weird line over the O. It's a Japanese umlaut right there. But yeah, basically, it's a story about how a fisherman encounters a celestial spirit near the mountain. Okay, and yeah. So, and the play, I guess, is about a connection with immortality, and it represents a human experience of interacting with the divine and powerful forces of nature. And this is hanging up in the pedophile's lobby, all right, hallway lobby. And how does this fit in? What does that mean? Right, talk about immortality. Obviously, if you've been in the if you've been in the podcasting sphere, you would know about adrenochrome. Hillary Clinton drinking the blood, adrenochrome in the blood. You know about it. And yeah, I mean, the worst interpretation of the elites, isn't it that they're sacrificing kids to achieve some sort of long-lasting life. I mean, they're fucking vampires. How many times have we called the elites vampires? Yeah, and we have a painting hanging here about somebody asking a deity for the secret of, immortality. And how does this fit in to this, worldview that these people have? We call them Satanists, we call them religious, and God knows I know that these same people are keeping secrets about aliens. Yeah, we're back to aliens, my worldview, okay? Yeah, my worldview, where the aliens are feeding off the energy of human beings' souls, okay? And I'll talk about aliens. I will, all right? I promise. I promise. We'll get into it. We'll get into it today. But, you don't have to be an alien to feed off of people's souls, right? I mean, you look at this painting and you're trying to glean some meaning about an apocryphal story, and, you fit into it, into the documented actions of these people. And this is how they, are energized. What they do and the evil that they commit is how they are motivated, okay? It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to run these empires. All right, it takes a lot of effort to count the billions. I mean, Jeffrey, doing all the things he was in this world, motivated guy, had a real plan of trying to live fucking forever. And, obviously he had some ways to unwind, but, maybe it wasn't about unwinding. I mean, I think the sickest part about all of this is that this is what really, gets him out of bed in the morning. This kind of stuff is really what fucking wakes them up. The wheeling and dealing, sure, it's exciting in itself, but what's it all really for? And I'm talking about this because of a painting, okay? These people are feeding off the energy of the innocent, okay? Look at all the death and destruction in the world, and it's obviously unnecessary. But more often than not, the tried stories about why these things are done, they're just insufficient. They're just insufficient. And when you add in this aspect of these guys trying to, access some divine immortality, I mean, it's the deprivation of the depraved. I came up with some great metal album titles there, but, you add in the aspect, and then, justifications become real simple. I mean, it really seems like, what could inspire someone to be so fucking evil? And obviously it's, to get the wonderful energy from the innocent. From the poor innocent. And, where did they get that idea? Aliens. Yeah, Mount Fuji and the fishermen, everybody. Look at the painting. Feel inspired. Yeah, and as for that second painting we have up there, I'm going to show it. I need more research. Obviously, if I'm gleaning this much from one side of the wall, I'm sure the other side is, twice as important, okay? I mean, I talk about this, this idea that beings are feeding on our energy, and maybe it's like an old religious idea, but that's another point too, where it's like, in Japan even have all those ancient structures, all that, Randall Carlson, Graham Hancock, Joe Rogan, while he's trying to feed another couple hours into the algorithm, all that, Younger Dryas impact, the ancient civilizations. Where did the pyramids come from? All the Aztec pyramids, where they were literally, sacrificing people. I mean, this is the most troubling part of all. I genuinely believe that these elites, they have some kind of true belief in ancient gods, right? I mean, the empires that have existed, throughout time. This is we look at, our lives and all this information in the context of our time, but I'm not sure we should be ignoring the behavior of the ancient people. Tucker and Theo trying to come up with legit reasons for people doing this awful kind of shit, but there was a long period of time where we were still exhibiting this kind of behavior, but we had far more explicit reasons. I mean, we know Jeffrey Epstein was religious. He had all those temples. Who the fuck is his god? Okay, I mean, yeah, man, I have a hypothesis. That the world is run by practically omnipotent, interdimensional, ancient alien space gods who feed off of our energy. And, this Jeffrey Epstein, who's obviously at the tip top of running the world, I mean, yeah, I think he was doing most of these things at the behest of them. I genuinely don't believe that, they're all just in it for the hedonistic pleasure. Too much at risk. The idea of psychotic achievement. Yeah, psychopaths just trying to edge. No, it's just not enough to explain the entire picture of, this awful behavior. And again, the government, who these people are, literally, I mean, the government's fucking, screwing around with the aliens. And dude, I swear to God, I'm connecting these things. And I'm out there, high and fluting, trying to, find the, deeper connection about why all these awful, awful things are happening. But, I do. I mean, we are still real people living on planet Earth, whether it's a fucking simulated hologram or not. Okay. And I'll be back on the beat. I mean, there's lots of documents, a lot of moments we're looking at. And, I'm an investigator professionally, actually, process server. This is why I'm so convoluted. I'm like a, retarded Columbo out here, if he wasn't already. And obviously, investigating is what is popular on the internet right now. So I'm going through it. I'm trying to fit in just like everybody, trying to get into it. I mean, this is the most important question. I'm following the leader on this one. And who is the leader? Candace Owens. Is she talking about aliens yet? I mean, I'll cover that. I'll get that covered. Okay, that's probably the angle I'm going to chase down. Every Epstein photo, I'm going to try and, figure out how it explains the interdimensional ancient alien, practically omnipotent space gods. Okay? Maybe I got to come up with a new acronym. I'm sure there's a way we could order that into a nice, what do they call them? There's initialism, and then there's acronyms, right? And I'll come up with something. I mean, the FBI, and they got the initialism down, so maybe I'll do an acronym. But right, the leader, Candace Owens, she's back again, okay? And yeah, I'll cover for her. I'm here to support her all day because, she can focus on the things that I possibly couldn't, okay? I mean, I can't wait till I make news discovering, the real truth about how Jeffrey Epstein was inspired by aliens, I have a sick plan, and very soon I'm going to be very, very popular. I know it. Okay, but Candace Owens, she's on top of it now, and she's uncovering her own sick plot involving the murder. The murder of who? You know who. Not that guy, Charlie. Okay, yeah, she interviewed some motherfucking guy who made some explosive statements. And, I think that these two things are, obscenely connected. Okay, I mean, all these things are obscenely connected. So this is an important part for, me to go over and look at because, I mean, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of us. We're getting a lot of gifts. And I haven't seen too much coverage on this little part, and it's Tuesday, so, I've waited. Anyway, I'm going to play Candace and her witness, and they really went for it. So watch it.
That there was this big meeting that happened. I confirmed the location with other people that are on Fort Huachuca currently. I can confirm everything with metadata. I obviously can't confirm that you saw who you say you saw. If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw Brian Harpole, what percentage would you put it at?
95.
95%. Okay.
95 to 99. I mean, when I saw him, on the interview with his face and gestures, with that photo, it struck me in my gut. I blew it off until there was, some other pictures that came up with other people.
What other people? Other pictures?
If you want me to say, there's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before, and she was with that man in the lobby, and that man, he was present at that meeting the next morning.
If you had to put it at a percentage that you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erika Kirk, what percentage would you put that at?
Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
Okay, so what I'm going to say, because obviously that's very explosive, and it's one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if I wanted to have you on. I'm going to be honest with you, because I guess I'll tell you the conflict that I had and just be just as honest with you as you are being with me. The first thing was, I can't confirm it, right? I can confirm where you were. I can do all of that, but I can't confirm what you think you saw. I don't know you. I don't know. There are people like my husband who we can see someone once and he recognizes that person 10 years later exactly where we saw them. And there are people like me, and I kind of have facial blindness until I meet someone 3 times. The second thing was, I didn't want people to wrongly extrapolate things and say, okay, well, maybe she was on the base. Maybe there's a chance she wasn't on the base, right? That she has a doppelganger. People do have doppelgangers. I have doppelgangers, right? But let's say she was on the base. Let's say you're right, and you saw her. This is the night before. This is on the 8th. Maybe she was in the hotel, but maybe she was there for a different reason. Maybe she was there because she's always been open about the fact that her mother moved to Arizona because she got involved with the military. So that could be totally unrelated.
Okay, finally, someone we can get excited about. Yeah, a new guy, inspired by the podcasting community. He's here to stay. Somebody vet him. Someone find out about him. Okay, yeah, get some scrutiny. Yeah, you're investigating Epstein, but also investigate this guy. It's exciting. We have a new character. A new character, not the same old ones who've been getting away with it forever. Yeah, man, get him on the docket, get him on the stand, start swearing. This guy, big yikes. Yeah, just to catch you up, if you weren't listening, this guy, not Candace, this guy, unless they're working together, but this guy, he says that Erika Kirk was at a hotel lobby next to a military base right before the bang bang, okay, with the head of security. That guy who was on the Sean Ryan show. We know him. You can still watch it, can't you? And with another congressman. No, the Erika and the head of security were in the lobby together, and then the head of security and then the congressman were together at a big meeting at a military base. And yeah, this guy, he has his own story. What the fuck? Yeah, I've literally not heard anything about this. How Candace is putting this guy out there, and he's saying the thing. he's saying the big thing. And yeah, man, I don't, she's off this week, and I don't know what it means for the show. I don't really know where it's all supposed to go. Oh no, I mean, look, it's Alibi time. It's Alibi time. All right, I am watching every episode of Columbo right now. This is the part of the episode she gives the alibi. Okay, the Law and Order SVU episode. Maybe this one's Major Crimes, but the Law and Order episode, it's probably an original Law and Order. She needs to give an alibi. EK, give us a sweet alibi. I need a really solid alibi. I need an incalculably strong alibi. All right, I want 300 witnesses. All right, I want like fucking dogs. I want dogs to like confirm the story. Candace has been going on about dogs for a little second. Watch her show. And dude, I need her on the ring cams. I need her on the ring cams this time. Yeah, we got Tyler Robinson on a ring cam. I need Erika on a ring cam. My God, tell everybody where you were that day. Tell everybody, dude. Erika Kirk gives me a solid alibi. I'll vote Republican in the midterms. I'll do it. All right. Dude, Erika can win my vote for the midterms for any Republican if she just gives an alibi. A good one. Nice, solid alibi. I mean, yeah, I live in California. My vote is worthless. But, dude, I mean, I voted no on Prop 50, so maybe she kind of already has my vote. But, yeah. Give an alibi to the guy, not even to Candace. I mean, just tell the guy. Tell that poor man, that poor man with a very complicated backstory. It's annoying, honestly. I couldn't care less about him and his life. I really care about what he's saying right now. Because what he's saying right now is like, real interesting. Exciting. It's very exciting. Inflammatory. Actually, he's given eyewitness testimony. That's reliable. No. Oh my God. Oh my God. Big move. I want to see it play out. Tell the guy your alibi, Erika. Make him feel good for one time. It was one day, all right? Yeah, man, I want to see this play out. Nobody's talking about it. It's really bothering me, okay? It's great entertainment, and that's all it is, okay? It's also the truth, but No, yeah, I mean, I'm crashing out over this chick, dude. I'm fucking, yeah, everybody's crashing out over Erika right now. This is like the most, this is what we're all really asking for. I'm seeing AI Erika going, I did it. I killed him myself. I've seen videos. I mean, and, hats off to these geniuses with the slop, wasting my life. But I've seen like her be on the roof. I've seen, dude. Oh my god. Everyone is suspecting the fuck out of her. Even this fucking guy with the glasses. He has a really important story. Listen to him, hear him. Yeah, and we're all, oh gosh. I mean, everyone's doing the clips about Amfest right now. Like, who gives a fuck about that shit? Yeah, it was like the WWE. That's why I didn't watch. All right, this event was exactly like a professional wrestling match. I mean, yeah, that's why I didn't watch it. I think it's dumb and fake, actually. Jesus, dude. No, we're going crazy right now. This is bananas. I wish I gotta hear some clips about this shit. I mean, I really do. I really, really do. And yeah, this woman is not convincing. She's odd. I'm seeing videos. She's lying about her body count. Yeah, Erika Kirk's lying about her body count. I mean, par for the course, boys. You really think this is an interesting angle? A woman lying about the people she has sex with. Yeah. Was it Jeffrey Epstein? Good question. She was one of the models. She was a model. Yeah, the Romanian orphanage. I haven't got into that. All right, one scandal of pedophiles at a time. All right, if the Jeffrey Epstein saga leads me to the Romanian orphanage, I mean, God bless us all. But yeah, we're all gonna need an alibi. All gonna need it. Is it? Yeah. Again, I have been watching a lot of Columbo. I watch it now. This this podcast is sponsored by Columbo. Okay. Yeah. That actor was the grandfather in Princess Bride. Don't know why I'm mentioning that right now. Rob Reiner. I think TMZ's coming out with a documentary. Let's not get stuck on that. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be a mean guy. I don't want to be mean asking for an alibi. Dude, it's, okay, yes. At some level, it is offensive. It's like hurtful to ask for an alibi. And, even when people, don't have one, that doesn't mean they didn't, doesn't mean they did it. Just because they got a bad alibi doesn't mean they fucking did it. I mean, oftentimes when they have too good of an alibi is really the problem. So let's hear it. Let's hear it. Answer the questions. Answer the questions. Yeah, man. I cannot wait for the next Candace episode. We're really edging over the holidays. She's got the fans in the palm of her hand. I mean, they're not wrong about that. There is a way to do these things in the most exciting way possible. And this lady is there for it. Yeah, man. I just, I really appreciate her. I'm in love with her. Not like that. I don't even believe in sex anymore. Until we figure out everything about Jeffrey Epstein, I'm celibate. Okay? And so should you be. And you should. And you should be too. There you go. That's what I meant to say. Yikes. No, I do want to play the other side a little bit. I do want to attack Candace's character just a little bit. I mean, really, we should be attacking the witness's character because he's the important one. And, she made it that way. But I do want to select she ends her show every week by looking at the comments. And I just let's just talk for a second about how she selects the comments. So, let's watch her do it. Let's give the double shout outs. You know what I mean? It's everything for the fans, man.
Curbster writes, "We stand behind you, Mitch, and your family just as much as we stand behind you, Mitch, and your family just as much as we stand behind Candace. Thank you for your service and continued bravery and resolve despite our government not doing the same for you. May God continue to protect you and use you to reveal the truth." Martin Box writes, "Thank you for being my compass throughout the last few months and helping me to gauge right from wrong. Christ is king. Indeed, Christ is king." Bitsy Figurino writes, "I recognize the psychological religious operation going on since Trump was elected. It's been wild to watch. Christ called us to be peacemakers. I would like to help with preborn. I'm in Arizona, and I'm also an ultrasound tech. They will know us by our love. Please reach out to preborn. They do fantastic work, and you are right to recognize that.
Just, appreciate Candace. Appreciate it. Okay, yeah, the comments at the end, all appreciation, and 100% God Squad every time. You got to respect it. You got to respect her point of view. I mean, always shouting out the J Crew, popping it up for all the being Christ-like. I understand the mindset. Okay, you're here at the comments. You're here selecting. Am I asking you to pick some more? I don't know, critical comments? Maybe some more important questions to follow up on all the things you're saying. Yeah, I mean, okay, Candace, yeah, you're selecting the comments that are only nice to you. Okay, yeah, I mean, I understand. Sure, okay, fine. Yeah, you don't need to do more work at the end of the pod, all right? Yeah, you're celebrating. You're celebrating the end. It's like an energy release, energy intake. Yeah, just the spirit, talking about the spirit. Yeah, you talk for a while. All right, and then at the end, you say, we all love Jesus. And it feels a certain way. It feels a nice kind of way. Why would you want to be confronted instead? I mean, the comment section selection, okay, yeah, they're all pretty supportive. They're all very, very supportive, which, that is what it is, I guess. All I'm saying is maybe, she should give the bots more time, huh? Read some of the comments the bots post, huh? How about you platform the bots, Candace? Or maybe someone who says, pushes back on one thing from you, huh? No, it is all about the spirit, man. And, I will say, the more I do this podcast, the more spiritual I get. All right, the amount of faith it requires me to talk into this camera, all right? It's a deep belief I have. Yeah, I mean, I do this all by myself, and the production. At some point, you just got to believe. You just got to believe it all is all going to work, okay? Yeah, the camera's plugged in. It's all plugged in. The mic's plugged in. I got to sync all this audio. It's all working. I would hook it up to my computer, but I don't want it to catch fire. I'm hoping the computer does not catch fire right now. I need this camera to work forever, all right? Yeah, the faith you have to have in people. And, I'm inspired by the spirit. I mean, I understand you guys have to have a lot of faith in me, too. All right. Yeah, I am doing a very weird comedy, topical news, sarcastic, sort of hyper-realistic, exaggerated style of rhythmic ranting. And you need to trust me to do that. You need to put a lot of faith in me to pull this off. Okay? You gotta be out here giving me a lot of credit. Give me a lot of credit for what I'm doing right now. All right? Yeah. And then I gotta have that faith so I can continue to do it and I can continue to get better. All right, understand me, and believe that I'm doing the right thing here. All right, give me the motivation to continue to niche myself out in show business, in this niche market in odd show business. I'm hurting, baby. I'm hurting. Help me out. Give me some power. Empower me. Give me your innocence. Yikes. Whoop. I'll say anything. Pay me. All right. No. Talking, dude, and again, when you talk about Candace v. Erika and the way, she selects her comments and, all these people are so religious. All these people believe in God so hard. And, they're obviously battling, in an aspect, in a way, whether it be just, rhetoric or, an alien dialogue. In alien language, I think, my own personal beliefs you do got to question yourself because you see these people, talking at a certain level and then say, how can I meet them there? Got to explore inwardly, right? And, you've been listening to my ideas on and off. I try and say them with a comedic effect, so I'm not always explaining everything all at once. And I do feel like I do owe that. I say I believe in the practically omnipotent, interdimensional, ancient, alien space gods, just offhand, trying to plow through it. But I do, I'm serious about it. I am. It's fucked up. I don't really want to believe my beliefs. It's pretty difficult, okay? I'm not having a whole lot of fun, really. And it's the troubling part is, man, I've just been convinced by a certain amount of evidence that, yeah, aliens are real. There's a lot of coincidences in life, and that all these, spiritual stories that I heard growing up, that I've heard from religious people, perhaps they do have a more real aspect to them than I considered it. And I guess, I don't have like a specific idea about what's going on, whether it be Jesus or Allah or, Kabbalah, whatever the Hindu people believe. I mean, I've categorized a lot of events, okay, and there's things, about our own bodies and spirits, like, you learn about hypnosis and certain psychological facts about how the, human brain works, and we don't really understand it. And sure, how large and complex the universe is and how complex our own lives are. And we have these, I have my own personal anecdotes from my friends and family about, odd happenings that have no explanation. And I'm susceptible. Okay, I went to a Christian high school. My mom was very religious, and, I'm here to believe, for sure. I grew up with a space in my heart and my brain to believe things. But I try and be honest and explore my own feelings and, the infinite space of my own, spirit. And I've done a lot of hallucinogens, and that explains the way I'm speaking right now. But I've done good ones, I've done bad ones, and I've seen all kinds of shit, man. I've seen all kinds of shit, nothing obviously specific. But I feel like I've, explored every, philosophical space out there. All right, every religious space out there. I've thought about it. I've read it. Okay, I mean, what have I been doing for the last 15 fucking years of my life? And aliens, I think is actually kind of new to me. I wasn't paying attention to any of it until I heard some, convincing evidence. Some, again, first-hand witness statements. I guess I believe a lot of those. Thank you, Candace. But I think about the cultural dynamics, too, about everything I've been talking about, where there's this, like, a certain group of people out there who, look down on, the rest of humanity as fucking, pathetic, inept mongrels. And it's like, where do they get that idea? It's hard for me to believe that that's just, human nature. And when you look at the extensive history of, religion and philosophical writings, I mean, what are they all inspired by? Everyone says they're always so inspired. Where's it all coming from, man? Where's it all coming from? And I think, it's a sad reality that, my power and my ego in this life is, in comparison of everything else is laughable, and my existence is futile. And if you if someone's going to be atheistic, if someone's not going to believe in any of it, I mean, at least we could consider it an act of rebellion. A real fuck you to whatever established order that has been, created in this universe. And, that's another thing too, the math. It's all this fucking math, all this, it's another really important part about me being convicted, and a deep sense of conviction about aliens and, the things they need from us and the things they want from us. I mean, come on. I mean, you go about Einstein and special and it's general and, Max Planck's. There's this guy named Max Planck's and the quantum. It's just so, obvious that there's the unperceivable. Literally. I mean, more than half the fucking universe is dark. Dude, what if God is in the dark? Okay, they say this God's the light. Maybe that's a little hint. Maybe there's a lot of dark gods out there, man. And it makes a lot of sense to me, okay, because you see the behavior of, people in charge and even the people of your life, and, it's unimaginable a normal human being would act and behave like that. Obviously these people are getting inspired by some, otherworldly thought or feeling. I'm an imaginative, creative guy. Okay, I feel like I'm on the edge of that. And these things people come up with, I'm like I'm shocked. Deeply, deeply shocked, and not in a good way. I mean, if you really want me to get after it, I don't think you do, but if you really want me to get after it, I mean, part of me believes that, most AI and technology is a demonic evil gift. Okay, that, these other entities in the dark are, teaching us to create a type of portal or, some kind of internal subconscious connection that you look into the camera and it's some kind of fucking, it's feeding, like these people that I'm talking about. All right. And it explains my, reluctance to participate. I mean, I hardly post. I hardly do this. I mean, come on. I mean, I do want to live in the real world and have a business or whatever. But, I put it on the internet and, it literally goes to a different fucking world. It's a different universe out here, man. And, I take that thought and I apply it to my own spiritual life, and I feel a presence. I feel an entity. There's something here around me, and it's troubling, okay? Shaking me up, man. I mean, look, I listen to the podcast, man, and we don't even know what consciousness is, okay? I listen to all the podcasts, and everyone's always talking about consciousness. What do they call that? How do they say that? Consciousness. That's what they talk about. And you're about to pass out listening to me. I mean, come on, just, ancient texts and ancient wisdom and, current scientific theory. It's obvious that we're just grabbing things from a place we can't perceive, okay? They talk about I've already said about the subconscious, and, we've all accepted that there's things inside of you can't even describe or know about. And, so the possibilities are fucking endless, all right? We are trapped in the thought that anything is possible at any time. So yeah, man, aliens probably makes the most sense. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, like 15 or 20 episodes ago, I played that Alex Jones clip, and this is, I mentioned Alex Jones. Now you really know how I got off the rocker, okay? But I played that hot Alex Jones clips that says that our bodies are like antennas into the, multidimensional universe, man. And I believe exactly what he said. I mean, I'm not on the God Squad yet or whatever with Jesus Christ and all that, but, if someone can tell me Jesus Christ is an alien, I'll be with it. All right, I want scientific proof that Jesus is an alien. I know I can't believe science, but, I can't believe anything at this point. Complete state of shock. Yeah, the confidence in me. Yeah, how do you, trust me, I'm so scared. Listen to what I say. I'm like, out of my mind right now. Yeah, man. I don't know if I'd feel different if I knew all the things that the government knows, right? Or what the preachers and the billionaires know. I'm not sure I'd be in a better philosophical position. All right, I think I'd still be in the place where I'd believe fucking anything at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I think throughout it all, whatever, specific belief you do have, all right, I do think that, what is right and wrong in this world is obvious. I think everybody does know it. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It could be a lot of things. I'm currently on aliens. But, explore your feelings and understand that, when you explore that space, it's a vast, infinite universe that, things may exist in there that you're not exactly perceiving right now. So, I don't know. Does that make me Catholic? What do they know? What do the Catholics know? What does anybody know? Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay. Before we wrap up, I'm not done. I said Merry Christmas, and I went on a long diatribe that was very odd. And that would have been a great place to end it, but I'm not doing it because guess what? California governor's race. I'm still on it. Local politics. Okay, yeah, local politics. California. A place bigger than most countries. We're doing local politics. I talk crazy, sure. Yes, I talk crazy, but I'm coming back to the world. All right, I want to be back on the ground. I can talk lofty and insane and just come right back to reality. I can do it. And I do. Okay, yes, the California governor's race. What can get more real than that? Yeah, man, and I would like to meet some new people, all right? I want to meet some of our new friends, some new contenders. There's people running, tons of people running. You don't even know about them, okay? And what do we know? Epstein. They all know Epstein. No, probably. I don't have any confirmation of that. But let's meet these new two candidates. I'm very excited about them. We're going to go over it quick. Don't worry. They're running for it. I'll be honest. This is my introduction to them as well. Okay, I don't know anything about these guys. Maybe I know the sheriff. Okay, I've been in a lot of trouble criminally. So maybe I know him. I used to live in the area. But let's look at this first guy though. What's his name? It's Xavier Becerra. Yeah, he's 67. Lives in Sacramento with his wife. Someone find him. I'm kidding. Don't do that. He'll be around. Yeah, his wife is a doctor, hopefully not a coroner. Okay, and they have 3 adult daughters. I feel for you, bud. That's come on, 3 girls. That sucks. I'm sorry, man. You almost was a man. He almost did it. Yeah, he was born in Sacramento. He is the son of Mexican immigrants. His mother was a clerical worker, and his father picked vegetables, worked construction, and had other jobs. Right on. This guy, yeah, we used to be the California Attorney General, and he sued the Trump administration roughly 120 times. Yeah, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. Yeah, it looks like he had tons of jobs. This guy, what is he doing? He's worked for legal aid in Massachusetts. Wonder what he did over there. Wonder what he was in the Massachusetts for. Maybe he went to law school out there. That makes sense. And then he came back to Sacramento. He worked for the Senator Art Torres. Does anyone remember him? Does anybody know anything about Art Torres? We're going to have to find out. I'm sure that's where he learned everything. All right. And then when Kamala Harris was elected to the U.S. Senate, he was appointed the Attorney General. Ooh, big job. Big job. The Attorney Generals, they do good work, don't they? They're not involved in every scandal and cover-up. Who's our Attorney General now for the federal government? Is she in a lot of trouble? I hear a congressman is going to try and impeach her. So he did that job. He did the job in California where you're probably going to get impeached. If only our state government was fucking not so liberal. Yeah, no, he was the top legal antagonist for the Trump administration. Yeah, he filed a lot of suits. This is the kind of guy we need. He's ready to sue. Ready to sue. And then what did he do? He became the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Wait, no. Yeah? Really? He was the Secretary of Health and Human Services during the pandemic. Yeah. Anyone gonna vote for him now? What did we think about that pandemic? What do we think about that thing? I'd be famous right now if it wasn't for the pandemic. I tell people that. I look them in their eyes and I go, if it wasn't for the pandemic, you would already know me. Okay, I wouldn't be this crazy if it wasn't for the pandemic. I would never got into aliens. Would have never got into Candace Owens. Okay, I'd be normal. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, he has a scandal. His former chief deputy in the Attorney General's office and his ex-chief of staff were indicted of conspiring for, this is interesting. They were trying to rob him. They were conspiring to bill Bacara's, let's just call him Xavier. Trying to bill Xavier's dormant campaign account for bogus legal consulting services. Okay, so people are ready to fuck him. His best friends are ready to betray him at any moment. Sounds like the guy. We like him. Everybody like him. Xavier Bacara. Yeah. It always, it's so surprising to me. This guy's, he has a career. Yeah, and I'm always so shocked at all the many, very many jobs inside the government. Isn't there just so many things to do? So many things to do in the government. I mean, yeah, he had a lot of competition to get there. This guy, I don't know. When you do everything inside the government and the government's run by Jeffrey Epstein, I mean, best of luck to you, bud. Fuck him. No votes for Xavier. I want him to get 0 votes. I'm taking a stance. You can't be that guy. Not with that litany of fucking, credits, bud. You were like in every major bomb, bro. Your career is bad. It's a bad one. Yeah, you're one of the leaders. Sorry. Okay, who's this other guy? He's a sheriff? Let's look at the sheriff. All right, the sheriff. I have heard of him before. Okay, I was very afraid for a long time, and I searched up a lot of law enforcement officers, and he was in charge during the time that I was in a lot of trouble. Anyway, this guy, what's his name? His name's Chad Bianco. Sheriff Chad. Yeah, he was born at Hill Air Force Base in Ogden, Utah. Is that the town they shot Charlie Kirk in? I'm not sure. No, he grew up in a small mining town All right, and he's a Republican. And yeah, he was voted sheriff in 2018. Really? Yeah, he elected sheriff. Sorry, don't mean to dismiss your accomplishments, Chad. Yeah, he went to the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. And he endorsed Donnie T, which was what we like to see. I mean, yeah, man, a cop born on an Air Force base supporting the guy who was best friends with Jeffrey. Okay. Okay, that's a nice back story. But really, a Sheriff Chad, we're going to vote for Governor, a Sheriff Chad. Governor Chad. That's what we need. Governor Gavin and then Governor Chad. What kind of sheriff are you even going to be if your name is Chad? I bet you don't tell people that. I bet he never told people that. Yeah, be Sheriff Chad. That's a character. That's a character. I'm Sheriff Chad. Bitches love me. I point a gun at their head and they tell me they love me. Yeah, California sheriffs. Do we trust those people? Yeah, I would trust a sheriff unless I was thinking about the fact that they're all up in that gang shit. Anybody know how all the sheriffs are in gangs? All the California sheriffs, I don't know if you know this, but there's gangs inside the department. They've been trying to clean it up. Sure, bud. Yeah, internal gangs at the sheriff's department. Yeah, gangs inside law enforcement, everybody. This is what Jeffrey Epstein was really about. This is the shit he really loved. Okay? Yeah, the criminal government. Criminal military enforcement. Yeah, the real power. Yeah, we all pay protection money to these guys, and it's our taxes. Which is really, I mean... Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to vote for a sheriff until I hear him talk about the gang stuff a little bit. Be it lies or not. But, I mean, this is like the fundamental issue, okay? Like, you want to fight. You want to fight, all right? Fucking... It's just a hard realization that these are the guys. The guys we are electing to be in charge of us actually are, like, the bad guys. And, you know, it blows your mind, man. I mean, you really want to fight all this shit, fucking start a psyop of your own, okay? Yeah, false flag them right back, okay? I do not understand what to do right now, okay? I mean, podcasting, yes, we're gonna overpower them with our voices. we're gonna shout them down. Yeah, where do you think this all heads, guys? Where do you think it all heads? I mean, you know, the people in charge with all the guns and the money. Where do you think it ends up? I mean, I'm sorry, we are vying for real control. The stakes are high. Okay, are we gonna, keep, let the elite keep fucking, running it, or let them keep being elite? You tell them to rein it in a bit. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, boys and girls. All right, and boys and girls, be careful because they're coming for you too. Okay, yeah, man. I think I'm still looking for a candidate. All right, it's me. I'm looking for me. I'm looking for somebody like me. Where's my power base? Someone give me a power base. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna do it. Yes. I'm gonna start a fund right now. Here at the bottom right, my Cash App. Can you see it? I'll put my Cash App right there. I'm gonna be very transparent with the money. I'm gonna be a transparent with the money. Okay. Yes, we're gonna have my Jeffrey Epstein fund. We're gonna allocate a certain percentage to my investigations. Okay. We're gonna allocate another percentage for my coverage of the California governor's race. Okay. And then we're going to add another percentage for my studio space. I'm going to have you guys pay my rent. I do this in my studio apartment. All right. But we are going to get this thing started. All right. You talk about coalescing. You talk about fighting. I mean, just get it in your head right now that you need to organize like now. All right. You need to come up with something fucking right now. Get the law degree right fucking now. I mean, I'm doing my best, all right, but get training, get training. We're all, dude. If they release another set of Jeffrey Epstein documents, I'm gonna become a doomsday prepper. All right, I'm in. Give me the gas mask. I'm in. Okay. Donate right here. This is my gas mask fund. My gas mask fund. We're gonna do a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm going to be I'm going to be so transparent with the money. I'm going to tell everybody everything. I'll even share the account number. Okay, I'm going to get robbed. You're going to give money to me, and I'm going to get robbed. Hopefully I'll be the one doing the robbing, but that's just what I learned from the system. Okay, this is it. Thank you so much. That was the pod. You're welcome. It was so much fun. Wasn't it exciting? You learned something? No, like, comment, subscribe. Do whatever you got to do to survive, okay? Hey, man, you don't get what I'm doing? It's okay. I don't really either. I'm a comedian. It's okay if you don't understand it. That's part of it's part of it. Yeah, I made no sense for like an hour and a half, and now I'm asking for money. Are you ready? This is what it's all about. This is what the modern alternative media is about. Yeah, man, I do love comedy. I hope it was funny. I'm trying to talk about it a little funny, a little sarcastically, sardonically. Hopefully you get with it. I mean, comedy is so complicated, dude. I had a legendary night last night. I was at the Lyric Hyperion for their open mic night. I mean, yeah, I'm an open micer. Welcome to the biz. All right. So it was a great show, though. All right. They're a cool little theater. It's a great show. Real crowd. Great crowd. All right. And it was just a classic, just fucking perfect LA night, man. I mean, at the end of the night, there's this drunk as fuck comic. This comic, you think I don't make sense. All right. I mean, it's just the spirit of it. And he was so drunk. Probably high. On coke, maybe. Who knows? You never know this guy. He doesn't talk to you, really. He's a great audience member, but he doesn't talk to you. And he did this bit where he was aggressively asking everybody for $5. He was saying it like a loser, like homeless guy. He was like, I can't get a ride, man. He was doing that great bit, and it's that fucking awesome bit where you make no sense. You're a complete asshole. And then you ask for money. And it's really inspired me. So come on, man. I need $1, man. Dave Chappelle does a voice like this too, man. And he asked for money too. He just came out with the special, man. So here I am, man. I'm gonna beg for money, man. Give me some money, man. You like this voice, man? Dave Chappelle does a voice like this too, man. Dave Chappelle just came out with the special. Anyone watch it? That's real comedy. I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's real comedy. Dave Chappelle with the special. I don't know why they don't call them specials. Specials? That sounds pretty good. Am I crazy?